The stars were calm, almost too calm. In the outer rim of the galaxy, a massive alien fleet moved silently through space. Hundreds of warships, each larger and deadlier than anything humans had built, formed a perfect formation. Their engines glowed like distant suns, and their weapon systems were primed to fire. The Council had planned this strike carefully. They believed humans would be caught unprepared. They believed victory was assured. On the bridge of the lead alien flagship, commanders watched the displays with smug confidence. "They will never see us coming," one said. "In hours this system will be ours. Humanity will beg for mercy." The Council believed humans were weak. They had underestimated their resolve. They had never faced the USS Blackstar. Far above the target human colony, the Blackstar floated silently. Its dark hull absorbed the starlight, blending perfectly with the void. Not a single sensor light betrayed its presence. Inside, Commander Alara Voss stood on the bridge, calm as ever. Her eyes scanned the view screen, observing the alien fleet approaching. "They are confident," she said softly, almost to herself. "Too confident." The AI confirmed sensor readings. 300 warships detected. Estimated arrival in 7 minutes. Weapons charged. Shields at maximum. Probability of engagement success for the enemy, 98%. Alara shook her head with a small smile. High probability only counts for those who are unprepared. The humans had been ready for this. Blackstar was not just a warship. It was a predator. A ship built to strike first, strike hard, and survive. Every cannon, every targeting system, every energy shield had been calibrated for one purpose: dominate the battlefield before the enemy even fired a shot. Below the colony, citizens went about their day unaware of the danger above. The alien fleet would think the humans would panic, that the colony would scream and scatter. But the humans were disciplined, calm, prepared. On the bridge, Alara walked slowly past her officers. Each was focused, checking systems, monitoring the fleet. There was no fear, only readiness. She stopped in front of the main viewport, staring at the alien armada. "They think they are first," she said. "They think they control the stars." The AI spoke again, engagement protocols ready. All systems optimal. Calculated strike sequence prepared. Alara nodded. "Not yet. Let them make their first move. Let them feel the weight of waiting. Let them think they have the advantage. That is their mistake." The alien fleet continued, confident and unaware. They passed by hidden sensors that had tracked their approach for hours. Every move was known, every angle calculated. They had assumed humans were reactive, but humans predicted. They had assumed numbers mattered, but humans controlled space itself. Minutes passed. The tension built silently, like a storm waiting to break. The alien fleet did not see the Blackstar. They did not see the human ships positioned in secret, ready to strike. They only saw an empty system, quiet and calm. Alara's eyes narrowed. "Prepare to fire on my mark. But only when they cross the line. Let them feel the first shock." The bridge crew worked silently. Cannons hummed. Shields glowed faintly. Missiles were armed, but none launched. Every system waited, patient. The alien fleet approached closer, unaware of the trap, prideful, confident, dangerous in their ignorance. Alara stepped back, her hands clasped behind her. She stared at the stars, and for a moment, the silence of space seemed to hold its breath. "They will learn soon enough," she whispered, and above. In the darkness, the USS Blackstar waited, ready to fire, ready to dominate, ready to teach the galaxy a lesson it would never forget. The alien fleet had entered the system. Hundreds of massive warships glowed in formation, their engines like burning stars. They had expected the humans to panic. They had expected defenses to be weak. They had expected victory, but they were wrong. Without warning, the USS Blackstar fired its first shot. A single beam of blue-white energy tore through the darkness, cutting straight through the lead enemy warship. Shields flared and shattered instantly. The ship exploded silently, fragments drifting across the void. On board the alien flagship, officers screamed, "Impossible! Our shields, they failed." The admiral slammed a claw on the console. "Target the source. Destroy it." But there was no immediate target to attack. The Blackstar had fired and moved, invisible, unpredictable, like a shadow in space. Another shot hit a second warship before it could react. Then a third. Chaos spread across the alien fleet. Commander Alara Voss stood on the bridge of the Blackstar, calm as ever. "All predicted," she said softly. "Keep targeting patterns ready. Let them realize their mistake." The crew worked quietly. Cannons hummed. Drones launched silently, orbiting enemy ships, scanning for weaknesses. Every movement was precise, calculated. Every shot disabled the enemy without unnecessary destruction. Humans did not fire randomly, they struck with intent. Alien ships tried to maneuver, but Blackstar systems anticipated every move. Missiles exploded harmlessly against empty space. Lasers missed as ships moved perfectly out of range. The humans controlled the battlefield before it had even begun. On the alien flagship, panic spread. They predicted everything. One officer shouted, "Every calculation, every maneuver, they knew it before we did." "Yes," another whispered, voice shaking. "They were waiting. They were already here." The Blackstar fired again. This time, it disabled the weapons of 3 more alien warships in a single precise strike. Power grids overloaded. Engines sputtered. Communications scrambled. The alien fleet drifted, trapped by humans they had underestimated. Ilara watched silently. "Let them feel it," she said. "Let them know what happens when they underestimate humans." The AI confirmed, enemy fleet partially disabled. Boarding drones prepared for containment. Probability of full engagement success, 99%. "Not yet," Alara said. "We are not done. They must understand our control before the final blow." Every alien officer could feel the human dominance. Fear and disbelief spread like a virus. Ships that had once seemed invincible now floated helplessly, controlled by one dreadnought and its crew. The Blackstar moved silently through the fleet, striking, retreating, observing. No unnecessary destruction. No chaos. Only precision and control. From afar, galactic observers watched the event live. A single human ship, a single crew, had already reshaped the battle. Alien fleets that had thought themselves powerful were now helpless under the calculated strikes of humans they had dismissed as weak. Ilara leaned back, her eyes narrowing. They believed they were first. They believed they were in control. Now they know. She pressed a button. A soft, pulsing energy field spread across the fleet, restricting movement. Weapons fizzled. Jump engines failed. Alien warships froze. The first strike was complete, and the galaxy had just begun to learn the cost of underestimating humanity. The alien fleet was trapped not by numbers, not by chaos, but by strategy and precision. The USS Blackstar moved silently through the void, a dark shadow against the stars. Its energy cannons glowed faintly, ready. From inside, Commander Ilara Voss watched the alien warship struggle to respond. Their shields were failing. Weapons misfired. Engines sputtered. Communications were cut. "Prepare full targeting arrays," Ilara said calmly. "Deploy drones to disable systems. Focus only on combat ships. The crew moved efficiently. Drones launched silently, orbiting enemy ships. They emitted pulses that fried power grids and disabled weapons, leaving alien warships helpless. Not a single civilian target was hit. Humanity struck with precision, not chaos. From the bridge of the lead alien warship, officers panicked. How can one ship do this? One human dreadnought, how? Another whispered, voice trembling. They predicted every move, every maneuver, before we even made it. Alara observed through the viewport as alien weapons overloaded and exploded. Blue-white energy beams from Blackstar tore through the fleet, disabling entire wings of warships in seconds. Missiles exploded in the void, harmless. Lasers fizzled against invisible shields. The humans were in full control. The AI spoke softly, all enemy systems partially or fully disabled. Probability of surrender high. Boarding protocols ready. Alara nodded. Hold fire. Let them understand the lesson. Let them feel human dominance without unnecessary destruction. Alien ships tried to regroup, but Blackstar anticipated every maneuver. Cloaked Predator drones blocked escape routes. EMP fields cut power to jump drives. Every counterattack failed before it began. The fleet drifted like fish in a net, trapped, powerless, and terrified. Across the galaxy, distant systems watched the live feed. The sight was terrifying and awe-inspiring. One human ship, one crew, had neutralized hundreds of warships. The Council had assumed humans were weak. They had assumed numbers decided victory. Now the galaxy learned the truth. Humans did not need numbers to dominate, they needed will, skill, and control. Alara pressed another sequence. Energy beams shot outward, striking multiple ships at once. Engines exploded. Weapons failed. Shields flickered and died. Alien commanders tried desperately to coordinate, but their systems betrayed them. Blackstar was always 2 steps ahead. One officer muttered, We are finished. None of our calculations work. Alara walked calmly along the bridge, observing her crew. Humanity never fights blindly, she said softly. We fight smart, we fight prepared, and we never forget our purpose. The alien fleet shuddered. Entire squadrons fell into disarray. Ships collided. Power grids melted. The horror on their faces was clear. They had never imagined a single human ship could do this. Finally, the Blackstar paused. Energy beams receded. Drones floated silently, keeping the enemy contained. Not a single unnecessary life was lost. Humanity had shown power, restraint, and strategy. Alara spoke into the communication system, voice calm but commanding. This is the USS Blackstar. Strike at one human, and no fleet survives. We do not ask for war, but if provoked, you will learn the cost. The alien commanders understood immediately. They had underestimated humanity. Pride, arrogance, and confidence had been shattered in moments. And above it all, the USS Blackstar floated silently. A shadow, a predator, a reminder to the galaxy. One human ship could change the fate of hundreds of warships, and the galaxy would never forget it. The alien fleet was in complete chaos. Hundreds of warships floated helplessly in the void. Their engines crippled, weapons offline, and shields dead. The USS Blackstar had demonstrated its full power, but Commander Alara Voss knew the battle was not over. Deploy reinforcements, she ordered calmly. Let's finish this. Human ships, smaller but advanced, jumped into the system. Predator-class vessels surrounded the alien fleet, blocking every escape route. Cloaked drones zipped between warships, scanning and disabling systems with silent precision. Humanity's grip tightened, and the enemy realized there was nowhere to run, On board the lead alien flagship, panic ruled. Officers shouted over failing communications. "We must retreat." One demanded. "Our fleet is being destroyed." The admiral growled. "There is no retreat. Blackstar. It controls everything. Nothing moves without its command." Another officer whispered, voice trembling, They could annihilate all of us. And they have barely started." Elara watched the fleet from the Blackstar's bridge, calm and collected. "Prepare boarding pods," she said. "We will take control of remaining ships. No unnecessary casualties." Drones deployed from the Blackstar, followed by human boarding teams. Alien crews expected destruction. They expected fire. They expected chaos. But the humans approached with control and discipline. Captives were restrained, wounded were treated, and surrender was accepted without bloodshed. The AI reported, all enemy warships either disabled, contained, or surrendering. Probability of total mission success, 100%. Elara nodded. "Excellent. Let them see the strength of humans, not just our weapons, but our restraint." Alien commanders, stripped of pride and power, stared in disbelief. Ships they believed invincible now floated powerless. Their attempts to regroup failed. Every move had been anticipated. Every escape blocked. Humans had not only struck first, they controlled the TVA and the battlefield completely. One surviving alien officer whispered to his companion, "We underestimated them. We thought they were weak, slow, predictable. We were wrong." "Yes," the companion replied. "They are not just fighters, they are hunters, strategists, predators." Elara's eyes scanned the frozen fleet. "This is the way humans dominate," she said softly. "Not through numbers alone. Not through rage or chaos, but through preparation, precision, and patience." The Predator-class warships formed a silent ring around the Council fleet. The message was clear. Humanity could strike at any time, and no force could escape its reach once provoked. The Council fleet's pride was gone. Confidence shattered. They had sent a strike fleet expecting victory. They had sent it against one human dreadnought and her fleet, and now they were humbled, contained, and defeated without unnecessary loss of life. Elara looked at her crew. "We have shown them the cost of underestimating humanity," she said. "We fight only when necessary, but we always win when challenged." Across the galaxy, systems watched in awe. News feeds broadcast the event live. One human dreadnought, a single commander, and a coordinated fleet had neutralized hundreds of alien warships. Humanity had proven its dominance, restraint, and strategy in a single decisive battle. The alien commanders had one final choice: surrender or self-destruct. Many chose surrender. The rest fled humiliated, shaken, and forever cautious. And in that silence, the galaxy realized the truth. Humans were not only survivors, they were predators in their own right. The USS Blackstar and its fleet floated silently. Victorious, calm, prepared, unmatched. The galaxy was silent, but the story had already spread faster than light. Hundreds of alien warships floated, disabled and powerless. The Council had lost an Armada without a single reckless human casualty. All because of one ship, one crew, and one commander. On the bridge of the USS Blackstar, Commander Elara Vos stood, watching the enemy fleet carefully. Her crew moved calmly, performing final checks. Not a word of celebration was spoken. Victory had been won, but discipline remained. The boarding teams had completed their work. Alien crews were contained, treated with respect, and given medical aid where needed. Civilians on captured vessels were unharmed. Humanity's message was clear. Power was not destruction, it was control and precision. one young officer asked, "Commander, why spare them? They tried to destroy us." Alara looked at the stars, voice calm but strong. "We do not attack without reason. We fight to protect. But anyone who underestimates us will face consequences they cannot survive." The Council fleet's pride had been shattered. Leaders who believed in overwhelming numbers now knew that one human dreadnought could dominate hundreds of warships. They would carry the memory of Blackstar and its crew for the rest of their lives. Across the galaxy, transmission channels broadcast the aftermath. The sight was awe-inspiring. Alien warships, intact but powerless, human fleets disciplined and orderly, and a single dreadnought, the USS Blackstar, floating silently among the stars. A captured alien officer whispered to a companion, voice trembling, "We underestimated them. They are predators, hunters, and strategists all at once." "Yes," the companion replied, "and they are humans." Alara activated a galactic broadcast. Her voice resonated clearly, calm, but commanding. "This is the USS Blackstar. We do not ask for war. We do not destroy without cause. But strike at one human and you will face all of humanity. We always arrive first. We always respond. And we always endure." The words echoed across the stars. Alien empires and independent systems alike understood one simple truth. Humans were not just fighters, they were a force to be reckoned with. Unmatched in strategy, courage, and restraint. In the aftermath, the Blackstar prepared to depart. The captured fleets were stabilized, survivors given aid, and the galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. Attack one human and none survived to tell the tale. The Predator-class warships returned to formation around the Blackstar. Silent, calm, prepared. A shadow of inevitability across the stars. Commander Alara. Voss looked at the horizon of space, her face calm but determined. "Let this be a warning," she said softly. "Humanity does not seek war. But when provoked, none survive to tell the tale." And above the void, the USS Blackstar remained a symbol of human ingenuity, courage, and dominance. The day had been written into galactic history. One ship, one crew, one decisive moment. The galaxy would remember forever. The legend of USS Blackstar had begun.